Hola, Miss Karen. How you doing? Are you feeling better today? I hope so.
Introducing the new overstuffed quesadilla, a warm flour tortilla filled.
Oh, that's good. That's always good, Karen. Hello, eat your broccoli. Alrighty, I gotcha. Yes, a happy Thanksgiving, guys. Oh, just gonna wait for a few more people to get in here. Then we'll go ahead and get started. Karen, yeah, we do have a turkey, but um, we weren't able to get any side items like stuffing and rolls and stuff, and mashed potatoes and vegetables and things like that. Ex bootlegger, what's happening, man? Uh-oh. Oh, no talking on the roof of the building, X. Be careful, man. Hey, what's happening? Five of a kind. How you doing today? Happy Thanksgiving to you. Long time no see. SoCal, what's happening, man? Happy Thanksgiving, brother. All right, guys, got a sufficient amount of people in here. We'll go ahead and get started. This is chapter six. We do have 8 chapters, so I'll just do chapters 6 today, and maybe tomorrow I'll come through. We'll see what's happening tomorrow. But, yeah, it's chapter 6 in Bowie, churches and social life. The Methodist, Catholic, and Christian churches were the first in Bowie. Only Methodists had a resident pastor, which they shared with San Simone. The Christian church had services as early as 1912 and held them in the Opera House. They had several fundraisers until they had enough money to build a new chapel, which opened for services in July 1916. Now the original church buildings are gone, but new ones were constructed for the Methodists, Catholics, and Baptists. The churches provided many of the social activities of the town, such as potlucks and socials. There was the Home Mission Society and the Methodist Ladies' Aid Society, who fenced the church property, oiled the roof, bought 14 large window shades and screens for the windows and doors, and installed lights in 1915. In March 1916, the daughter of famous Sheriff Pat Garrett, who had been blind since 6 months old, gave a musical at the Methodist Church. There were a wide variety of clubs and organizations. The Literary Club was organized October 24, 1912. President at the first meeting were Miss Dawson, Bertha Wheeler, Velma Pulliam, Clara Pulliam, Wesley Ray Wheeler, Claude Wheeler, and Russell Hendrich. First brass band, led by Wesley Wheeler, had their premiere performance at Washington's birthday in 1913. There was a women's political club, the Bridge Club, the Epworth League, and the Women's Club. Woodmen of the World was organized in 1913 and had 41 members by 1917. Grover Davis was commander and Henry Sainer was the advisory lieutenant. There was a local Red Cross organization during World War I with 58 members and a War Savings Stamp Committee of teenage girls. The Masonic Lodge and Eastern Star met in Wilcox until they received their own charter. Their daughters belonged to Rainbow Girls. The Grammar Club started in 1930. The Lions Club and Lionesses provided civic services to the community. Lawrence Wright formed the Boy Scouts in 1918 and the Campfire Girls and started in 1919. Reverend Douglas Graves Detchard arrived in November 1918 from Pandora, Texas, as pastor of the Methodist Church in Bowie and San Simone. His wife Abigail and sons Douglas and David soon joined him. His sister Nellie married Albert R. Spikes. Preceding him were the Reverends Roberts, Crutchfield, Wheeler, Bond, Gould, and Foreman. Detchard was assigned to Prescott in October 1920, but returned from 1922 to 1923. Charles Freeman was hired as contractor for the new Methodist church building across from the school. Services started there in July 1914. Reverend Wilbur Wheeler was pastor at the time. With no parsonage, the pastor's family lived in the Sunday school rooms of the church. During a thunderstorm, lightning started a fire in their bedroom, burning down the church on April 14th, 1940. The cornerstone for the new Community Methodist Church was laid on September 11th, 1941. Built of native adobe with tile roofing, it was 60 feet wide by 67 feet long. The architect was Reginald Inwood of Los Angeles. The building committee consisted of Pastor L.R. Seymour, Albert Spikes, President of the Board of Trustees, Morris K. Wood, Dr. Fred Parrish, Victor Bowl, Lawrence Scott, and Jim Freeman of San Simon. Native marble was used for the floor, altar, lectern, and pulpit. Hey, John Eagle, what's happening? Happy Thanksgiving to you. Levy Nape and Herbert Smith laid the floor. Ernest Harmon built the pulpit, and George Beckwith did the carvings on the altar, pulpit, and lectern. Druzy, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving, bro. Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church was first built on Cleveland Avenue. The Very Reverend Lucas de St. Jose of Tucson conducted the dedication ceremony on April 12, 1916. He was assisted by Reverend Father Joseph Rida of Solomonville. In 1922, under Reverend Mariano Uran, a bazaar, supper, and dance were held with the $174.75 proceeds going towards the purchase of a piano. Children from Bowie are pictured after receiving their first communion in 1950. Johnny Gates is fourth from left in the first row. Dolores Montana is second from right in the first row. Pictured here on May 12th, 1929 are from left to right. Nelly Lopez, Natividad Garcia, a bride sister, who married Frank Almodovar, bride Felipa Garcia and Lucia ? A friend who married Antonio Serrano, standing unidentified. Emilio Chavez, who married Josephine Gonzalez. Groom Jose Montana came to Olga in 1925, and Jose Maria Gallegos, who worked for the railroad and lived at the Eastern Railway Yard. The marriage of Lorenzo Fuentes and Rebecca Mendoza was performed by Gilbert Padilla in the New Catholic Church on October 25, 1969. Lorenzo came at age 12 to live with his sister Sarah Vargas. Rebecca arrived when she was 4. Her parents, Cecilio and Timota Reina Mendoza, stayed in Bowie after their car broke down, and Cecilio started working for the railroad. The first Southern Baptist Church was constituted on January 31st, 1954, with 10 charter members: Mr. and Mrs. Edward Wharton, Leo P., and Bessie Harris, Joe and Lucille Alexander, Grace Kennedy, Missionary H.D. Pack and his wife, Marion Gillespie, Clifford, and Stella Head were baptized following the service. The congregation had been sponsored by Reverend Albert Falk and the Wilcox Church. Now that Albert, they say that Reverend Albert Falk, he was as a hometown resident here. I'd always see him walking around town with his fedora hat and nice dress shirt and pants and a dress up jacket and bouncing a tennis ball with his Bible. He is quite the guy, quite a nice guy. Digging the first shovel of dirt for the cornerstone of the Baptist church is Winnie Hardwood on December 7, 1954. The addition was built in 1967. Tennis and Ella Creighton and Henry and Janice Grizzle were members of the congregation. This is an inside view of the Baptist church built by Ernest Hart. Before this church was built, services were held in Upham's lumber store. The September 23, 1928 newspaper reported a social at the Baptist church, but there had not been a church for years before the 1954 one was built. Reverend Miss Hardy Connors of Wilcox attended. The Ladies' Aid Society of the Methodist Church performed a Tom Thumb wedding in 1936. The actors were Nellie Spikes, Pauline Welker, Mary Fowsell, Midge Enlow, Beulah McKee, Florence Biddy Chamberlain, Wanda Moore, Welcome Scott, Ethel Wilson, Laura Edwards, and Estella Bow. Members of the Bowie's Line Clubs and their wives gather at a social event around 1950. Pictured out from left to right, first row, Jack and Mary Lou Spikes, Chet and Virginia McCarthy, Paul Jones, Margarita Bowl, Paul Orr, Judge Tom Cook, and Lyndon Elmo. Second row, Orville Robeson, Dr. Fred Parrish, Doug Welker, Carl Grusendorf, Midge Enlow, Nathalie Grusendorf, Vic Bowl, Mary Jones, Gladys Robeson, Bobby Welker, Velma Ann Lockwood, Lori Scott, Catherine Orr, Opal Cook, Mary Tunnell, Jesse Scott, Welcome Scott, and Frank Tunnell. Bill Scott, Carl Olander, Dutch Lockwood, and Dave Weisner. Ladies of the Lioness Club presented a play in the high school auditorium in 1962. Pictured are from left to right, seated Mary Lou Spikes, standing Nathalie Grusendorf, Rose Kaywood, Pat Walker, Mickey Cook, Margaret Bowl, Bobby Walker, Emily Kaywood, Betty Grusendorf, Virginia Francis, Faye Creighton, and Jimmy Hilburn. Hey, made it again. All right, man. I'm glad you made it, man. If you need to, man, go back and unsubscribe and resubscribe again. See if that helps. The local Eastern Star chapter of the Masonic Lodge was organized December 13th, 1923. From left to right, first row, Irene Doyle, Zelma Wade, Mary Doyle, Vic Bertolio, Mamie Bertolio. Behind Vic, Alice Wilson, Joe Watson and Virginia Francis, Ella Creighton, Ruth Medford, unidentified, and Jimmy Liphart. Alrighty. The 4th of July is usually a big celebration with a parade downtown and fireworks on the school grounds. Fairweather Ranch with the FW brand entered the parade in the 1960s with a traveling corral of cattle. Wallace, Charlene, and Keith Clump are on horseback. They are passing in front of Long's Movie Theater and Welker's Insurance and Real Estate Company. Hey, what's up, GW? And Sewer Dog, you guys have a happy Thanksgiving, guys. Nancy Nietzsche and Gail Montierth ride through the 4th of July parade in the official Plymouth pace car. The laundromat and Tom's old corral bar next to the theater are in the background. And Val and Joel Nietzsche owned Gateway Grocery and lived in Bowie from 1956 to 1978. Montier's have farmed here for over 50 years. Hey, what's up, realist? Happy Thanksgiving, guys. That's gonna do it for chapter 6, guys. Okay, it's chapter 7. Hold on, guys. All right. If you guys want me to keep going, since we do have new arrivals showing up in chat, I'll keep on going. You guys just drop me a one if you guys want me to. Alrighty, well, let's keep it rolling. James Tebbs planted the first. Okay, this is chapter 7, guys, and it's called Farming and Ranching. James Tebbs planted the first orchard, which he sold to J.M. Pardue. In 1914, it was reported that the orchards had bared a constant heavy crop for 15 years without failure. Barber G.W. McDaniels filed the first homestead. G.W. Dry land farming was very successful at first until drought or unexpected frost caused failure of the crops. In 1911, Lester Brennizer's well, called the Pride of Bowie, was the start of fruit farms. Placed irrigation by pumping within reach of farmers, solving the most serious problem confronting the settlers. Brennizer's 80-pound watermelon won first place at the Arizona State Fair in 1915. And Mr. Bain drilled wells for the homesteaders. By 1912, the Gordon Galloway homesteads were growing maize, kaffir corn, cane, field corn, beans, alfalfa, cucumbers, squash, pumpkins, and watermelons. In 1919, J.W. Langston proved that cotton could be grown in the San Simon Valley. Later, Lawrence Scott grew the first long staple Egyptian cotton. The Farmers and Merchants Clubs met in joint session to organize the Irrigation District Association on May 21, 1921. Dues were, dues were 10 cents per acre of land paid in quarterly installments. The first goal was to acquire rights to water for the 10,000 acres in the valley, which falls in the Chiricahua and Graham Mountains watersheds. George Maxwell was elected executive director with Joe Chambers as president. Several cattle ranches surrounded Bowie. Goat ranches skipped huge amounts of mohair. T.M. Templeton raised Duroc hogs, and in 1916, Perry, Arkansas Bill DeWalt was in town marketing his large supply of pigs, saying, "The pork business has paid very well for several years." In the 1960s, Furpo's Pork Rind Company was owned by Raul Sapien. Folded in 1936, Lucky Blanton was a legendary chestnut quarter horse stallion, a great wolf horse and the sire of many top rope horses. He was bred by Burns Blanton of Bowie, who produced many great cowboy horses. 18 Lucky Blanton foals went on to the racetracks where they won 37 races. Pictured up from left to right, Lawrence Scott, W. Schaefer, and Welcome Scott at the Goat Ranch in Emigrant Canyon. In April 1923, Charles Sands shipped 48,000 pounds of mohair at 56 cents a pound. If you guys know what mohair is, please let me know, because I don't even know what that is. What this country needs is more goats. 5 men here bring in more money to this company than all cattlemen combined. Other goat ranchers include the Napes, the Glashkovich family, and Oliver Sainer. J.M. Nelson built this house in Buckeye Canyon between the Joe Lawler Place and Wallace Clump's ranch house. Nelson redesigned his position with Southern Pacific to drive school bus route number 1. His daddy, Vita was a student. There is actually a house like this built here. Just straight up, just stone. During the drought, Josie Lohan and her parents, Anna and Joseph Lohan, had to chop soapweed to keep cattle from starving. In the 1920s, just of the peace, Samuel Davis had the only soapweed cutter in this section, making it a very valuable piece of machinery. Excuse me, guys. Josie owned the HYL ranch after her parents' deaths. Lawrence Scott and his wife, Welcome, are standing beside a huge yucca plant. It is rare for one to grow to this extremely large size. This is another photograph showcasing the interesting images captured by Lola Tomlinson in the early 1900s. Check this out, guys. Look at this huge yucca plant. You are now a mod realist. Edward Brewster Monk managed the huge cattle ranch started by his uncles in 1881. Sadly, though well-educated and a prolific writer, his last years were spent in a state mental institution. He and wife Margaret had one daughter, Margaret Brewster Monk. His nephew Ned Hall inherited the ranch and is in the Wilcox Cowboy Hall of Fame. Bowie's Monk Edition is named after the family. Sitting on the water trough at the home ranch are Wallace Clump left and his brother Richard with beards like they had in high school. Basketball coach told them they would have to shave to play. They told him that Jesus had a beard. The coach said yes, but Jesus didn't want to be on the basketball team. Grandfather John and Walter Clump settled here in 1904. Hey, welcome in, Jake. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. Manuel Hernandez Sr., one of the old-time cowboys, is standing beside his mule and dressed in typical cowboy gear. Some of the best cowboys in the Southwest were the Mexican vaqueros. The going rate for day workers in early times was $1 a day for the cowboy and another dollar a day if he supplied his own horse. Jack Detchard Spikes and his wife Mary Lou surveyed their farm and the Staple Bar Ranch by airplane. Jack was Grand Master of the Masons of Arizona, headed Bowie Water Company, and ran 66 marathons in his later years. He had three children, Evelyn, Jim, and Dan. Mary Lou taught high school math and typing as well as first grade. She served on the Board of Education for several years. Brody's Jam Cave, what's happening, man? Good to see you and happy Thanksgiving. What's going on in chat here, guys? Subbers get blocked. And nobody's putting out your information. They're just dropping the link for your channel. I don't know what's going on in chat. I'm going to check here. Oh, Jake the Snake said anybody that subs gets blocked. Okay. Well, they're just doing what they normally do. You know, when somebody new comes in, they don't really know if you have a channel or not. So if you just let them know beforehand, this is how we always do with everybody that comes in. We'll drop their link for their channel. Andrew and Sally Garrett with Minnie Ma and Lee Bartlett worked together on Tom Schoen's ranch, which Schoen purchased from Donald and Lorraine Riggs. The Garretts worked at the Old Schaefer Ranch from August 1949 to 1954. Andrew died at only 44 years old. The Bartletts owned a ranch at the edge of Bowie. The Bowie Gin was a division of Casa Grande Cotton Oil Mill. The farmers did not get serious about growing cotton until April 1924, when a meeting was held in the Cochise County Agricultural agent's office in Wilcox with his extension agronomist W.B. Showers. Cotton was hauled to Safford for years until Von Hilburn built the first cotton gin. Y'all come in, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Um, Jake, well, this is pretty much my channel, so anybody that's in my chat, they don't really ask. They just do it just because, out of just being nice. And if you're gonna make a big deal about it, I mean, you don't have to stay here. It's not a big deal unless you make it a big deal. This picture taken across the street from the depot shows Elias Rodriguez after his dad Efren picked him up and sat him on the cotton picker. Efren and Epifania Rodriguez came in 1953 and worked for Von Hilburn and Cook Farms. Their children were Efren III, Geronimo, Elias, Juan, Mario, Yolanda, and Mary Sue. The Bliss family is sitting around the dinner table in 1956. Clockwise are from left to right Catherine twins, Martha and Margaret, Father Lloyd, Daniel Clump, Belva Ann, Joseph David, and Mother Barbara. Their son Don was away in the Navy. Lloyd was a farm machinery mechanic. He invented the first hay pelleter, which made pellets right in the field. Lindsay Cohorn owned the first commercial farm in 1951. El Paso Natural Gas ran a gas line through Apache Pass, making large acreage irrigation possible. Roma Jacobs assisted Willie Pearl Cohorn with a wiener roast for son Tony on his 11th birthday. Friends attending were Roger Bowl, Martin Scott, Dwayne Lockwood, Scotty Welker, Jerry Jones, John Ray Jacobs, and Glennie Jacobs. Yeah, all right, guys. Just a little quick comment from me. You guys are always welcome to drop links. You guys do not have to ask. If you guys feel the need to drop their links, you guys can. There's no having to ask the person to drop their link or not. It's not a big deal, you know what I mean? It's just what we do here. I mean, to help people's channels, whether or not you have a channel or not. So, you guys are always more than welcome to drop people's links, regardless if they want it dropped or not. And if they don't like it, well, oh well. Just like I said, I mean, it's not a big deal unless somebody makes it a big deal. Jimmy and Vaughn Hilburn were farmers with 4 daughters, Frances, Patricia, Virginia, and Kathy. He was a brother to Bill and an uncle to Kent Hilburn. Tomato crops are shipped by train with the whole town pitching in to sort, cull, pack, and load the tomatoes onto the boxcars. Yeah, you got that right, GW. Yeah, it's respect, man. Just be respectful, you know what I mean? If they're dropping your link, let them drop the link. I mean, what's the big deal? Stuff like that, it's just silly to get bent out of shape over. Leland Jones is standing in the field of cotton in August 1979. He was superintendent of Kent Hilburn's farming operation. Below, Kent Hilburn is inspecting his cotton crop. He came to Bowie in 1973 from Seminole, Texas. He farmed the largest acreage in the Bowie area in the 1970s. Planted 2,500 acres of cotton. Oh, 300 acres of Milo and 800 acres of pecans. If you're gonna lurk, you make sure you're hitting that like button and make sure you're subscribed too. It really don't matter to me what you do back there. And right, Harold Wardlaw in 1979 had 140 acres planted in pecan trees with plans for planting another 110 acres the next year. Little Tom Schoen came from Yuma and became a successful farmer in the Bowie Valley. He sold out to Bill and Drusilla Hilburn, who built a large, beautiful home on the property. He sold out to Bill. Hollis Roberts bought it in 1988 with 430 acres of pecans. Current owners are Dick and Cody Eastman and family of Fort Bowie Vineyards, who grow grapes, pecans, and pistachios. Alright, Fort Bowie Vineyards opened this store and delicatessen behind the post office. It has a delightful array of their prize-winning nuts, wines, and other gift items. Shonda Lloyd is behind the counter and ready to fill orders. The store is located in the original Masonic Lodge building where the Masons and Eastern Stars held their meetings and events. The marker on the building states Bowie Lodge number 33 in Order of the Eastern Star. Order number 29 and gives the date as 1950. Alright guys, that includes chapter 7. We're going on to 8, and we'll just go ahead and finish that one. I think there's only a couple of pages left in that one. And that's chapter 8, Bowie Today. Bowie has beautiful school buildings with the residents very active in the school and community events held here. Post office is a popular place to gather and get the news of the day. Around the corner is the library, where residents can get a good book to read. There are a couple of stores and places to eat. Several pioneer families live in nice homes and have a strong love for and a bond with Bowie. The Chamber of Commerce continues to promote the town through publications and the internet. The Welker Scott Memorial Park, a nice respite, was dedicated to William Ira Welker and Lauren O. Scott on May 27, 1996. The town struggles to survive with a few job opportunities except the vineyards, pecan, and pistachio orchards. However, the sun shines practically every day of the year and the climate is just perfect. A favorite getaway for picnics and hiking is the Masonic picnic grounds with massive formations of granite outcroppings known as the Indian Bread Rocks. Justice of the Peace Michael Skiles stands in the modern courtroom located in the former Variety Store building. Named after Josephine Lohan, on September 6, 1996, it is located next to the old courthouse and jail that is now the Jimmy Liphart Library. Oh, that's odd. We just had 16 thumbs up. I guess somebody got mad and left the stream. Well, that's real nice. Anyhow, I thank you guys all for being patient and sticking with me. Bowie is very proud of its fire department. Chief Ray Bright Picture was successful in securing grants in 2010 to add their 3 vehicles to the fleet. They are a 2,500-gallon water render, an ambulance, and a fast response brush rescue truck. Others on the force are Ben Yeatman and Tenzi Pat. Oh, wow, okay. Well, I hope he has a happy birthday there, Broccoli. 16 years, that is quite an old dog. Hope he has a happy birthday. He's lived a good life. That's quite a long time. I don't know how many years. Our 1 year, they have, what is it, 6, 7 years maybe? Well, yeah, it's quite a lot of years just for our 1 year. Compliments are received from all over the country as well as from visitors about the beautiful Desert Rest Cemetery. It is the most beautifully kept in all of Cochise County, holds over 100 years of Bowie history. Community organizations developed and maintain the water lines. It is completely maintained by volunteers. Sorry, guys. I was trying to sneeze and it wouldn't come out. Oh, all right. Hey, Hug Life. Hey, welcome. Good to have you here. And welcome to my stream. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, okay. Wink, wink. Across the street, Mini Mart with drive-through window is located in the old Royster service station. Owner Phil Tapia is behind the counter, serving customers Beatriz Nunez and Patrick and Cristiana Hernandez. All right, guys. And that concludes this book here. That is it. Hey, finished it up. And we are done with that book. Ah, man. Thank you guys so very much. Well, I think I'm going to fix this little problem that we had here in chat. Cool. Hey, no problem. Eat your broccoli. Yeah, I do it for all of you guys, man. I know you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. And I just fixed the problem that we had earlier with dropping someone's link. So that person is not in my stream anymore. I'm not going to have somebody come in and get mad because they're having their link dropped for their channel because they don't stream. If they had their link dropped, the least they could say is, thank you. Not say, oh, well, I don't want my link dropped. Anybody that subs to me is going to get blocked. Least you could do is say, hey, thank you. But I don't have a channel. I really appreciate it. And that's it. But that person is not allowed on this channel anymore. I don't put up with that kind of nonsense here. You want to get mad because somebody's dropping your channel link? Well, my friend, you found the wrong channel. Because when you come to my channel and I have my mods dropping links, that's exactly what they do. They don't have to be told. It's just something that's nice to do to help somebody build their channel. So I do appreciate you guys very, very much. And I do hope you guys have a, yeah, yeah, you be chilling. It was just somebody that came in and they got mad because, oh, well, I don't have a channel. Why are you dropping my info? And why, I don't live stream and this and that. It's, say, geez, man, the least you could do is say, hey, thank you, but I don't have a channel. Appreciate it. That's it. There's always got to be one person in, that gets mad and upset. No, I'm not gonna have it here and ain't gonna tolerate it. But just make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out, guys. And I appreciate you guys very much. And enjoy your time with your family tomorrow. Um, Tomorrow I won't be here, so I'll be spending time with my family as well. And hopefully there's a good football game on. Hopefully my Cowboys are playing. That being said, I love you guys very much. I thank you guys all for being here. For the ones that joined in late, well, you're a day late and a dollar short, my friend. But you guys are always welcome to go back and watch the whole thing over again if you guys need to. Hey, definitely you be chilling. Puro pinche Cowboys. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. Good day today. And an awesome Thanksgiving tomorrow. And enjoy your time with your family. Much love and peace.